Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to share with you guys how you can traverse a tree. It's just like printing the nodes, like the values. So you can do it either before or between or after the recursion. So there are like only three positions, and you're gonna like decide where to print them. So there are three types of traversals that I want to talk about. Preorder, Postorder, and Inorder. So these are the three traversals that we're going to look at this video. So preorder is where you print before your recursion, and Inorder is in the middle of the recursion, and like Postorder is like after your recursion. So let's get started. So I'm going to use one tree for this entire video. So the tree is going to be like 1, and to the left we have 2, and to the right side of this tree we have 3, and for the left side of 2 we have 4, and for the right side of 2 we have 5. So this is the proper coding for preorder. So when the root is null, you just return back, and the fast thing, you print it and then do the recursion call. So you say that I'm going to finish my work and then go to the next, and then go to the left and then go to the right, and then I'm going to print it and then go to their left and their right. So this is how the recursion is going to look like. So first we're going to print the data. So first 1 will be printed, and after 1 is printed, we're going to be calling 2. So we're going to go here. So we're going to go here. Now once you go over here, the preorder gets called again, but instead of root 1, we have 2 over here. As this is not null, we're going to print out the data here. So the data is being printed, and right now we call the root.left again. So we're going to call 4 again, and instead of 2, now the root value is going to be 4. So my root value is 4, and it's not null, so it's not going to return. Instead, it's going to print its own data. So it's going to print the data. Please don't mind the 2 there. And it's going to call the left. Over here, it doesn't have anything on its left side. It's null. So the preorder is going to have called the null. So inside the function, the root value is going to be null. Now, as my root is null, I'm going to return back. Once I return from a function, it will go to the next line. The next line also, it goes to 4.write. 4.write. So the 4.write, the same thing, it's also a null value. So when I pass null inside the root, inside the function, and the root is null, so it's going to return back. So it's going to return back to where it was being called. So 4. So right now, it returns back with the value. So as 2.left, I called 2.left first. 2.left was 4, and 4 returned back. So now it goes to the next line. So it goes to the next line, which is preorder root.right. So it goes to its right, which is 5. And the 5 goes inside as a root value, and the 5 gets printed. Now after it, the preorder to root of left is being called. So root.left is null over here. And and as it is null, it returns back. Now once it returns, it goes to its next line, calling root.right. Now root.right is also null. So root.right is being called, and if root is equal to null, it returns back. So it returns back. So right now you can see that the left has already been returned. Now the right also returns back. Now as both of these returned, this goes back to where it was being called. So this got called over here as one.left. So as was called one.left and the return back goes to its next line, which is root.right. So root.right has the number 3. So 3 goes in, and always remember it doesn't go as a value, instead it goes as a node that consists of a data, a right, and a left. It might look clumsy. Please don't make worry about it. So if root is equal to null, it would return, but it's not. So it's going to simply go ahead and print the data. It goes and prints the data. Now it goes to preorder root.left. So the root.left is actually null. It goes and checks and root is null, so it returns immediately. So you can see that the left side of the function has returned, which means it would go to the next function call, which is root.right. This root.right is also going to be null. So, of course, if the root is null, then return back. As it both return back, it also returns back to where it was being called. As both of these functions finished executing, it enters into this line and gets exited out of the program. And this is your pre-order traversal of the tree. You can see that all of these nodes have been visited, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 3. Leading us to a conclusion that during pre-order, root get visited first, and then the left, and then the right. Here is Inorder. Now in Inorder, you try to print it in the middle. Basically, once you go fully down, you print it, and then you go up. So let me just show you. So first, the root is being sent in. So that would be 1 here. So inside the root, you have 1. And in order, one.left is being called. So one.left would be 2. So we would call 2. So right now, our root is going to be 2. I'll just write it over here. So 2. So once you go inside this root.left as 2, immediately see if it's null, it's not. So you immediately do in order root.left. So you would do 2.left. And 2.left is 4. Okay? So once you come to 4, your root value would be 4. So now you would go inside, and if root is equal to null, you would return. But that's not the case here. You have a value called 4. So in order, 4.left is being called now. So inside you pass in 4.left. Now 4.left would be null in this case. So it has no values down below, it's null. So root is null, so it returns back, like it goes in as null. Now root is null, so it returns back. So once you return something from a function, you go to the next line and it prints out root.data. So you print out the 4, and then it goes to the next line, which is in order of root.right. So right now you go to a right value and it's null. So it's like 4 of right. Okay? So 4th of right, you go there and it's null. So you return back. Now you got a return back. Now once you come back here, this one returns back, meaning the function where you called 2.left returned back. So 2.left returned back, so you go to your next line immediately because you got something returned up. So you go ahead and print 2 here. So I'm going to put a box here so we know like what we're printing. So I go ahead and print out 2. Now, once I print it out, it's time to go to the next line, which is Inorder root.write. So we do 2.write here. So once you do 2.write, the node root has the value 5. And now you do Inorder 5.left. So you go here and check out it's null. Like 5.left is null. So you return it back. Now, once you return, it goes to this line, printing out the data, and then it goes to the next line, calling the write value. Now the write is null, so it returns back. Now once it returns back, it goes to this line. So Inorder root.write. Okay, so this is gonna return back to where it was being called. This one was called as 1.left value. So 1.left value goes to the next one, which is system.out print the root data. So you print your root data, and then you need to go to the next line, which is Inorder root.write, which is 1.write. And once you do that, remember you did 5.write as well, so I just didn't write it. You did it already and you got null, so yeah, I just didn't write it. So 1.write, when you do 1.write, it goes to this one, which is now the current root value, and Inorder root left. So you pass in the null value. As it is null, it will just return it. Now you need to go ahead and print the root.data, so you just print out 3. Now you need to go to the next line once it's returned back. So yeah, we need to go and do root.write. So this is null. So as it is null, it returns back. So now once these are returned back, we just go back to where it was being called. It got called here, where 1.write was called, and then it goes to the next line, which is the end of the program. And this is how we print it in order. So from this, you can conclude that first left, then root, then the right value. So in Postorder, what you do is you make 2 calls and then print out. Let me just share it with you guys. Cool. Yeah, so for this, I'm also going to do a stack trace. So we're going to start off with 1 as the root value. So we got 1 as the root value, and our stack is going to first contain 1, okay, in this node. And then we're going to pass in the root.left. So root.left, the root is now 2. So this is being called now. And after you call, you do postorder root.left. Now you add that to the stack 4, because currently your root is 4. And now 4 calls 4.left, so that means it is null. So null returns the function back, so it returns. As it returns, you go to the next line, which is postorder root of right. So you just go ahead and add a null over here. This is also a null. So when the root is null, you just return back. Now you go to the next line, like this is null, so you go return. Now you go to this line and print the data. So here you have 4, I'm just going to put a box. So after you do that, you finish the function and it gets popped out from the stack and goes to the next where it was being called. It was called from here, which is 2.left. So now 2.left is done, so it goes to the next one, which is root.right. So right now 5 is the root. Don't forget to add that. So once you add it just goes to the left of this one, which is null, and the right, which is also null, because this is null, so it returns back. And then it goes to this line, which is null, so it returns back. Now as it returns back, it goes to the next line and prints the data, and the function is over, so it comes out of the stack. So now it goes back to where it was being called, which was 2. So it goes back over here and it prints the data now. So it prints the data, which is 2. So once it prints the data, it finishes the function, so it pops back out and it goes to where it was being called, which is 1. So now this was called from 1.left, right? So now this returned back, so it goes to the next line, which is postorder root.right. So it basically goes here. So now 3 will be the root, and you call root.left. Now root.left is null, okay? And root.left is null, so it returns, and then you go and call root.right again. This is also null, so it returns back. Now once both of them return, it goes to the next line and does root.data. I'm so sorry, it does get added in the stack, it's like 2 gets popped out, so 1 was there, and once you call this root postorder 3, it gets added here, and then only it just enters postorder root.left and postorder root.right. As these are null, they return back, and now you print the root.data. Now once you do that, this also gets popped out from the stack, and now only 1 is left inside the stack. Now you go back to where it is being called. That means when I say go back, I'm popping this up of it, and finally it prints its own data. I'm not popping out, I'm sorry, it's still there. So when I say I go back, that means I go back to where it was being called. It was called here, and then it goes to the next line and prints the root.data, and only once when it reaches the end of this line, which is this one, it pops out of the stack.